Revenge was going to be so sweet. Her eyes sparkled with what was to come. The next stop was St. Andrew's Church, where she had expected to marry Bobby Harcourt on Valentine's Day. A lifetime ago? Damn close. Isabelle watched an elderly lady wearing a black shawl over her head trying to maneuver the steps with her walker. Isabelle opened the car door and sprinted forward to offer help. The woman smiled up at her.
"What a sweetheart you are for helping me. I can do it, but it takes me forever. I come here every day as I live just around the corner."
The steps safely conquered, Isabelle returned to her car. Sitting here wasn't going to do anything for her. Right then, she made a promise to herself that she would never go down this section of memory lane again. Her eyes still burning, she turned on her signal light and moved slowly into the traffic. An hour later, she cruised through the open gates of Pinewood and pulled up next to the row of parked vehicles. All of the women were here. Parked next to Alexis's Mini Cooper was Catherine's 18-wheeler. Next to Catherine's rig was Nikki's BMW, and beside that was Yoko's nursery van. All present and accounted for. Well, almost. Julia wasn't here, would never join them again, and yet she was here. Her spirit was with them all. The kitchen door opened. A grin blossomed across Isabelle's face when she saw Myra and the rest of the Sisterhood with their arms outstretched in welcome. "I'm here! I'm here!" she shouted as she ran forward. 1. The women laughed and hugged each other as Myra and Charles stood to the side, beaming with pleasure. Myra reached for Charles's hand and snuggled her own with his.
"Just in time for lunch," Charles said. "In honor of this cold, blustery day, we have vegetable soup and homemade bread. Unfortunately, Myra tells me it isn't quite as good as the bread she received as a tip in Kalorama during Nikki's mission, but she did say it was good. I regret to say I didn't churn the butter, but it is soft."
"I'll take it," Catherine said. Everyone knew about Catherine's ravenous appetite. It was said that she would eat anything that wasn't nailed down. Charles added 2 more logs to the kitchen fireplace, and Myra carried one of her heirloom soup tureens to the table.
"It smells heavenly, dear,"
she said, real happiness ringing in her voice.
"Charles started the soup at 5 o'clock this morning. He made an apple pie, too, with apples from the root cellar. Remember when you girls picked them in the fall?"
They ate lunch and chattered like magpies, happy to be together again after their long hiatus. And then it was time to adjourn to the war room to begin business. Myra Rutledge called the meeting to order, and then Charles stepped down from his bank of computers that would have been the envy of the White House war room itself, if they had ever known this particular room existed.
"Let's run through old business first. Before you can ask, Nikki, there is no news on the Barringtons, who were to be your original mission. I personally take responsibility for that fiasco. I'm not giving up on any attempts to locate them, nor do I want you to give up hope either. The main thing we can be grateful for is that all the horses are safe and the Barrington farm is deserted. Not only is it deserted, it is crumbling to the ground. 5 days ago the property went up for sale. From what I've been able to gather, it appears that the property was turned over as a quitclaim deed, and the new owner immediately put it up for sale. Myra has placed a bid on the property, but we haven't yet heard if that bid has been accepted or not. The reason I'm telling you all of this is because it enters into Isabelle's mission. But before I get to that, do any of you have anything to say? Any questions?"
"Is there any news on Paula Woodley or her husband, the National Security Advisor?" Alexis asked. Charles allowed himself a brief smile.
"It's not beneficial to any of us to continue a dialogue with any of the parties after a mission is completed. When we walk away completely, never to return. However, I did pick up a few tidbits on the internet. Mr. Drudge seems to have information that had not previously been released."
"And that would be what?" Catherine asked.
"That the NSA is back in the loving arms of his wife. He resigned his post with the administration under pressure."